Our next segment to the Ohio Congressmember. Juan?
Yes, well, Ohio Congressmember and former Democratic presidential hopeful Dennis Kucinich is vowing to continue his impeachment efforts against President Bush despite attempts to bury it in committee. On Wednesday, Congress voted 251 to 166 to send Kucinich's bill to the House Judiciary Committee, where it's unlikely to be considered before Bush leaves office. A similar resolution against Vice President Dick Cheney that was introduced last year was also sent to the House Judiciary Committee, where it still remains. Kucinich spent 4 hours on the House floor Monday reading out 35 articles of impeachment against the president.
President George W. Bush has acted in a manner contrary to his trust as president and subversive of constitutional government, to the prejudice of the cause of law and justice, and to the manifest injury of the people of the United States. Wherefore, President George W. Bush, by such conduct, is guilty of an impeachable offense warranting removal from office.
We're joined now from Washington, D.C. by the Ohio Congressmember Dennis Kucinich. Welcome to Democracy Now!
Good morning.
Why have you chosen to do this now?
We have 4,000 of our brave men and women who have died in Iraq. Over 1 million innocent Iraqis have been killed. We've had torture policies, rendition, illegal detention, wiretapping, spying, subversion of global climate change science. I mean, I went on and on and on with these articles the other night, but what it adds up to is that there has to be accountability. And for the leadership of the Democratic Party to say that impeachment is off the table is to essentially put on hold the United States Code, international law, and the Constitution of the United States. There is no rational, logical reason why the Judiciary Committee should not have hearings on these articles.
Congressman, some of your colleagues in Congress have said that they would be willing to consider impeachment should President Bush move to begin a war with Iran without consulting Congress. Senator Joe Biden has said so, and the House Judiciary Chair John Conyers have said so. Do you think that this is, in essence, a reaction to your continued pressure over the issue of impeachment?
Well, you know, this isn't golf. You don't get a do-over. We can't let this president wage war and kill more people in violation of international law, in violation of the Geneva Convention. His conduct has been totally in alignment with violating the Nuremberg principles. We need to hold him to account, and if we do that, there won't be an attack on Iran. We must not wait for more carnage and for more jeopardy to the peace of the world. We have enough information right now to offer incontrovertible proof that this president lied to take us into a war, worked with others to manufacture a false case for war, falsely stated to the American people that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction, and told the Congress that there was an imminent threat, thereby subverting Congress's power under Article 1, Section 8 with respect to a declaration of war. So what are we waiting for?
Well, Congressman Kucinich, the head of the Democratic National Committee, Howard Dean, said voters did not hand Democrats control of Congress 2 years ago in order to impeach President Bush.
Is that what he said? Well, you know what? Howard Dean ought to check with the people where he lives with in Vermont, because the people in Vermont understand this, and people all over this country understand it. This isn't a political question, by the way. The appropriate response for Howard Dean would be that this is a matter that's beyond politics. This is a matter that relates to a democratic system of government and whether or not our Constitution is just a piece of paper. So this has to go beyond politics. It's not for the Democratic Party to decide to overlook violations of U.S. law and international law. We cannot let our political system trump the requirements of the law.
Well, let's go to Nancy Pelosi. This is the House Speaker in late 2006, shortly after the Democrats took over Congress.
No, impeachment is off the table.
And that's a pledge.
Well, it's a pledge. Yes, and it's a pledge. Of course it is. It is not. It is a waste of time.
Democrats are not about getting even. Democrats are about helping the American people get ahead. And that's what our agenda is about. So while some people are excited about prospects that they have in terms of their priorities, they are not our priorities. I have said, and I say again, that impeachment is off the table.
That's Nancy Pelosi. Well, last December, I asked House Judiciary Chair John Conyers about impeachment.
Unless we're going to impeach the vice president and the president within this space of time, I think we could be very seriously compromising the greatest most important thing, in addition to documenting any misdeeds that may have happened, whether we continue to have Bush enablers continue to shatter and tear the Constitution to shreds. And so all of this academically is great. I've got a number of books from my friends about which articles would be best and which ones we should go after more. But it seems to me that the time element and also the feasibility of whether or not there is any possible chance of success. There is a very stark reality that with the corporatization of the media, we could end up with turning people who should be documented in history as making many profound errors and violating the Constitution from villains into victims.
That is the House Judiciary Chair, John Conyers. Dennis Kucinich, your response.
There's arguable evidence that President Bush has committed war crimes. We have a moral obligation to have hearings in judiciary to make a determination whether or not this is so. This goes beyond politics. I have a great respect for John Conyers. I have a great respect for Nancy Pelosi. But this goes beyond politics. This is not, you know, our whole government rests on moral principles, not just on political principles. And so we need to evaluate what Congress's rightful role